Looking at the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the Hyundai Sonata, there are technically two different versions of the cluster screen that are available, but the other version is going to be strictly in the limited hybrid version, which gives you a few extra customization options. But let's dive in and I'll show you what you need to know. First thing is that the steering wheel inside of the vehicle is going to be manual telescoping across the lineup. So down by your left knee there's a release. Full telescoping, so just in, out, up and down to find that perfect position. Once you find it, click it in order to lock it back into place. The steering wheel is also heated, so down the center stack there's a button in order to toggle it on with two unique levels, and it's heated all the way around. Now, inside of this video, you can also see the screen kind of glitching and going wonky. It doesn't actually look like that in person. It's just the difference in shooting frame rates here. But there are a series of different buttons in stocks. This first one is going to be to increase or decrease the brightness of the cluster screen. If you're in the hybrid, this is a 12-volt reset. So if the battery's not working properly, just push and hold to reset that 12 volts. You can toggle traction control on or off. I normally just recommend keeping it toggled on unless you're in slippery, snowy conditions and you're not getting good wheel traction. There's your electronic parking brake. So you're going to pull towards you in order to turn it on. Push and hold the brake pedal, push away to turn it off. And then you can also open up the trunk from the inside here as well. Now you might have seat memory inside of your vehicle. So what you're going to do, get your driver's seat set up the way that you'd like to. So that first switch to go forwards, backwards, up or down. You can also do a little bit of a diagonal motion here as well. The next one over is going to be for your backrest. And then there's also multi-way lumbar support as well. Once you've got your seat set up, you're going to set up your side view mirrors the way that you'd like. So all the way to the left or the right side is going to adjust out your mirror. Once you've got those set up the way that you'd like to, you're going to hit set, either 1 or 2 for it to remember your own personal profile. And the benefit here is that if you played around with things too much, you just tap. That's just going to reset it back to whatever you've got that set up to instead. Pretty neat. And then so many different buttons that are available. So starting off with actually let's go stocks first. So along the left-hand side here, this one is going to be for your lights. So if you push away, you go into an auto high beam mode. So you can still push away at nighttime to turn them on, but the auto mode means that the vehicle determines what's going on with the headlights. So if it recognizes the high beams are needed, it turns them on automatically. If somebody's oncoming, turns them off before turning them right back on again. For your regular lights and things like that, just keep yourself in the auto mode. But if you go into the upper headlight mode, you can push away to turn those high beams on, pull towards you to toggle them off. You just want to be in that auto mode the majority of the time. From there, stock along this side is going to be for your wipers. So one down is going to be just a quick wipe. One up puts you into the intermittent mode instead. So you can see here, different levels that are available, or some of those faster modes instead. And then you just pull in towards you in order to get that front windshield wiper fluid going. The shifter stock is kind of interesting. It takes a second to get used to, but foot on the brake pedal. From there, if you go all the way up or all the way down, drive versus reverse. If you go lightly up, that puts you into neutral. If you're up, you go lightly down to put yourself into neutral that way instead. There's a button on the tip of the right stock there. It's a little P button in order to put yourself into park. But yeah, like I said, the neutral switch up and down either way, you just don't click all the way up. It's just a very fine motion there instead. From here, you've got a series of different buttons, and then there are also paddles here. The paddles are kind of neat because in the hybrid version, when you're in the EV mode, so the eco mode, I should say, these are going to be regen braking paddles. So you can change out the regenerative braking level. When you're in sport mode though, that's where you get into the flexibility of being able to change out gears instead. If you're in the regular gas version, you've got your traditional paddles there, but they're pretty neat all around. And then you've got your cruise control buttons. So there's only a single type of cruise control available inside of the Sonata. That's going to be the adaptive or smart cruise control system. So you toggle it on by pushing this button. Not going to work because I'm parked, but it would set you at your current speed. And you have to be going at least 30 kilometers an hour, so 20 miles an hour for the system to work. From there, you can increase or decrease 1 kilometer, 1 mile per hour at a time. You can push and hold up or push and hold down in order to increase, decrease at larger increments. You can hit the brake to cancel or pause your speed, push the button there to cancel or pause, and then push in again in order to resume your previously set speed. From there, there's also a distance indicator with 4 unique levels. And I want you to think of that like a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, for how close or far you are away from the leading vehicle. I'm personally okay level 1 most of the time, but you might want to be on 2, 3, or 4, just depending on your comfort level and your reaction speed, because there are differing distances as you go. And then inside of the infotainment system here, if you go into your setup, from there, vehicle, driver assistance, you've got driving convenience with smart cruise control. So you can adjust out your distance, those 4 levels this way, or by using the button down here instead. But you can also control the acceleration or reaction. So if the vehicle slows down and then it starts speeding up again, do you want it to speed up quickly, slowly, or some kind of middle ground? And then if somebody in front of you starts to brake, do you want it to slow down slowly? Do you want it to slow down fairly quickly, or some middle ground instead? If you're not a fan of the Smart Cruise, I know some people aren't crazy about it, you don't have traditional cruise control, so I just recommend dropping these down to level 1 instead. But the system itself is actually fairly easy to use once you get the hang of it. If you want a live demonstration though of actually using cruise control, you'll find that down in the description of this video. There's a Pages button to move between individual elements of the cluster, and then this acts as a general OK button. So if you ever get any messages inside of the cluster screen, you can push OK to get rid of them. From here, series of other buttons. So this first one, you can push this voice command prompt. Right now, there are no phones that are connected, but if you had Siri or Google, or Siri, I should say, either iPhones or Androids connected, you can push and hold in order to activate either your Siri or your Google Assistant instead. There's a volume rocker here. You can push in the middle in order to be able to mute. You can answer or hang up on a phone call this way. And then if you've got presets set up, you can go up or down to change between your presets, but you can also push and hold up or push and hold down for it to act as a seek button there instead. There are also 2 custom buttons that are available here. With the custom buttons, if you go into your setup, buttons is what I was looking for there. You've got a custom button down the middle here, but then there are also 2 custom buttons along the steering wheel. So your little star icon there, what does that little feller do? Maybe you want it to toggle the display off. So now when you push that button, we go into a calming view instead. The mode button, when you tap this one, what does that do? So this is going to change it between available sources. So if you have a tendency to listen to sounds of nature, FM and Sirius XM, or whatever sources, you'd select whatever sources that you'd want to there instead. But there's a lot of other flexibility inside of the infotainment system, so if you want a full walkthrough on the infotainment, you'll find that down in the description of this video. This is the hybrid version of the vehicle, so the cluster looks slightly different compared to the regular gas version, but they're pretty much identical. You've got EV ready, which means that we've got the hybrid system ready to go. Speedometers there, with your fuel gauge done there. 2 different ways, so fuel gauge there and there, along with whatever gear you're currently in. So park, reverse, neutral, drive, etc. And then from there, if you're in the sport mode, or if you're in the regular gas mode, as you move between gears, you'll also be able to see whatever gear you're in along the top there as well. Your tachometer is along the right-hand side, and since this is the hybrid, you've also got the hybrid gauge along the very bottom there on top of that. From here, you've got whether or not you've got different safety systems, settings, enabled, disabled, etc. And then there's also your current odometer with the outside temperature. Using the Pages button along the top right side of the left pad, that jumps you between a few different pages, and then you can use the scroll wheel in order to go up and down between some subpages. So you can see your subpage counter with that little dot along the outside. So the first one is your current trip. So since you've turned the car on, how far have you gotten, what economy, etc. Since you've refueled, what have you gotten? And then your overall trip counter, what have you gotten there instead? And then there's also an idle mode when you're in the hybrid version of the vehicle. It looks kind of neat as the car charges up and as you're driving on this screen. In order to be able to reset any of these options, so if you're on any of these buttons, or any of these pages I should say, if you push and hold the OK button, that's going to recenter you back out to 0 again. One more time brings you up to a driver assistance page. If you push and hold the scroll wheel on the left side, hit OK, that's going to launch into a series of different options inside of the infotainment system. From here, on this driver assistance page, if somebody's in your blind spot on either side, it's going to highlight along whatever side somebody's in the blind spot of. One more page there is going to get you either your tire pressure, which you have to actively be driving in order to see, and then there's also your engine temperature available there as well. You do have the option of being able to customize all of your different trip counters and your mileage units here too. So inside of the infotainment system, if you go to your setup, just jump into your general settings, scroll down until you see units. You can go either kilometers or miles. So as we change this around, it changes absolutely everything inside of the cluster screen. If you're in kilometers, you're going to be used to this liters per 100 kilometer measurement unit. So I just recommend changing yourself out that way. And then if we jump back one more level, you've also got your cluster option here as well. So you can adjust out the brightness, but you can also change out the theme. So you can go either link to drive mode or a few different styles. So down the center here, as we move between the different drive modes, you've got Eco, Sport, or your own custom drive mode here instead. So you can have this link to whatever drive mode, or you can lock it into a different style. So if you love the Sport mode, you can lock it into style C. And then as you change between different modes, it keeps that look instead. So if there's a drive mode you're a bigger fan of, you've got the flexibility of being able to lock it in to that mode instead. Down the center stack here, you've got your volume rocker, tuning rocker. You can take the power button here, push and hold it in order to toggle the screen off, so into a calming view. You've got basic home button to get back to the home screen. If you didn't have factory navigation inside of your Sonata, as long as you were hooked up over Android or iPhone, so Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you can launch directly into your phone maps this way. You can search for different elements of the infotainment, push once to get to your current media, push again to get to all available sources. Four-way blinkers are there, change between song stations, there's a custom button, hopping into your setup screen for all the different options. You've got dual zone climate control. If the passenger side is set to something different, you can tap in order to sync it up to the driver's side. There are heated seats, ventilated seats, put on driver only mode for just the fans for the driver, or toggle things off. You can adjust out the fan speed. Do you want AC going? And then do you want air circulation or not? So without air circulation, it essentially pulls air from inside the vehicle. With air circulation toggled on, it just recycles air in the cabin. Do you want it going to face, feet, etc.? Some sort of Frankenstein combination of the above. Front defroster, rear defroster, with your heated steering wheel there as well. Down low, there are two USB Type-C charge ports, but the one along the left side here can also double as either charge or data transfer as well. So if you wanted to use wired Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, or USB stick, you just want to make sure that this is glowing orange. This one is strictly for charging. There's a 12-volt power point. There's a wireless charge pad only in the highest trim level of the Sonata. Drive mode selector there with your 3 unique modes that are available. So Eco is going to be for your best possible economy, day-to-day driving. Sport mode to get the best possible performance, or use these paddles as traditional paddles. And then your own custom My Drive mode, which you can customize through the infotainment. From here, you've also got the auto hold setting. So with the auto hold setting, if you come down to a complete stop, you can take your foot off the brake pedal and the car is not going to move. And then there's also a button here for your camera. Up overhead, there's a manual dimming, rear view mirror, tow mode, SOS mode just in case. Control your cabin lights. Do you want your cabin lights to come on with the doors when they're opened? Yes or no? And then you've also got the switch here for your sunroof that's also multifunction. If you just do a light tap, that's just going to open up the shade. But if you do a heavy push away, that opens everything up in tandem. You could push lightly to close and keep the roof open. And you can also push to create a little breeze. Close everything there instead. So I know that was a lot of information, but that's everything you need to know about the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the Hyundai Sonata.